All right, what we're going to do now is talk about the parts of the sword. We'll start with an introduction to the different sizes of swords. This first here is called a tanto, as I'm sure most of you are aware. Tanto and the sword below it, wakizashi, are commonly referred to as kodachi, or small swords. And this is just more of a general term to say, the smaller companion sword. The katana comes in different lengths. I've got a few here so that I can show the different parts of the sword, the scabbard, and a blade that does not have any fittings on it at all. So we'll start with the saya. The saya has an opening in it called the koiguchi. It has a cord that is used to affix the sword to the practitioner, called a sageo, and the kurigata, which the sageo ties into. And then some swords have a kojiri, which is the bottom end cap of the saya there. The actual sword from the sword guard down, you have the tsuba, the fuchi, which is the collar here. You can see these separators here are called seppa. They're used to fit the suka tight to the tsuba. The ska, which is the handle. The wrap is called ito. The mekugi is the peg. The decoration that's on the inside is called the menuki. This skin on the inside is ray skin called same. And then the end cap here, the pommel, is called the kashira. Now inside the ska is the nakago. And this is the mekugi ana, or the hole for the peg. And if it's an authentic Japanese sword, it may or may not have a signature. This particular one does, just so you can maybe get a glimpse of it if it'll focus for me. Maybe not. But it may have the date on one side, and then on the other side, you'll be able to see the signature. This particular one is a 1944 gunto made by Kanemichi. Now, working our way up the sword, we have what is called the habaki. The blade has several elements to it. The side of the blade is called the shinogi. This groove here is called the bohi. Okay, it runs up the length of the sword. The actual edge of the sword is called the ha. This wavy pattern that you'll see on most swords is called a hamon. The weld patterns in a folded steel blade is called the hada. The back of the sword is called the mune. As we work towards the tip of the sword, the tip is called the kisaki. And that about covers most of a sword's anatomy, at least the anatomy that you'll actively hear about in class. A lot of Japanese sword teachers, they like to use the Japanese terminology. For example, point the kashira at the opponent. Point the kisaki at the opponent. So if you can verse yourself in the parts of the sword, then it'll make your understanding of certain techniques, especially around instructors who don't like to use English, it'll make your understanding of the parts and the elements of the sword techniques a little bit easier.